Good morning, students. I hope students you all are fit and fine. As you all know, students, I am Khushi Gandhi and I am taking your subject social and English, right? So, in our today's lecture, we will start with our English subject. In that, students, specifically, we start with the exercise part, means the latter half part of the exercise number chapter number 9. In this lecture, we are going to start the latter half exercise of this chapter. Okay, students? And before we start, students, I want to give some information about the lectures. Students, we are making lectures for you only. So, please, students, pay your 100% attention to the online lectures, and please, students, submit your all test papers or all your WRT test paper and your homework time to time on the applications as well as on the app. Okay. Thank you so much, students, for your 100% support to our online platform. Okay, students, so don't waste our time and let's start with the exercise part of the chapter number 9. Students, please, it is humble request to take this Navneet with you whenever you watch this video. Okay, students, so let's start. In our previous lecture, students, we have completed the glossary part, phrase and idioms, working with the text, comprehension check, MCQs, 3 or 4 sentences or question answers, right? So, in our today's lecture, students, we will solve the latter half part of this exercise. So, students, now we start with the answer the following in 5 to 6 sentences, right? Page number 123. So here again, students, you have to write question number 1 and 2 in your fair book. Okay. So let's start, students. Write in a brief about the blood and thunder. Students, we all know who is blood and thunder, right? In our explanation part of this chapter, students, we have seen that who is the blood and thunder. Next, a son of the valley had become a soldier many years before. The son of the valley, right, had become the soldiers years before. After a great deal of hard fighting, he was now a famous commander known on the battlefield by the name Blood and Thunder. Means, after the so many years passed and after the so many hard workings of their commanders, he became the soldier and he became the commander of the battlefield. That's why known as the Blood and Thunder. Next, being old and tired now, he returned to his native valley, and after so times, past of the times, he became the older, and that's why he came to valley. It was being said that at last the likeness of the great stone face had actually appeared. Means, whenever the commander came to the native valley, that time the people of the valley said that the likeness of the great face stone is same as the commander, means like the blood and thunder. Next we have that on the day of the general's arrival, Ernest and all the other peoples of the valley left their work and proceeded to the spot where the great banquet had been prepared. Means the arrival of the blood and thunder, means arrival of the commander, that time all the public and all the people of the valley and Ernest left their work and went to the banquet hall. Next, soldiers stood on guard, flags waved and he crowded the room. And what happened at that? The soldiers stood on the guard. The old soldiers stood on guard and flags waved, means they waved the flags. Okay, students, so it is about the blood and thunder. Next, students, we have that who was honest, what personal qualities made him great. Means who was the honest and which qualities honest had in that chapter. So let's see. Ernest was a little boy who lived with his mother in the valley. Ernest was a little boy and he lived with his mother. He heard that about a great stone face from his mother and his interest grew in it with smile on him. And after the story of the great face stone, the interest of the Ernest was become more. And next, his mother also told him her prophecy about the face, and at that that time his mother told the story, means the old prophecy about the great face stone. Next, the boy never forgot that story, and some past of the years, till that the boy never forgot the story that told by his mother. He spent the hours looking at the face, means from his childhood and to the older age, he spent his more time to looking at the face, means gazing on the great face stone. He regarded it as a teacher, and the earnest accept that great face stone as a teacher of his life. Next, he was inspired to be noble, kind and helpful, and Ernest was very noblest person and very helpful person. These qualities made him the man with the likeness of the face, and these all qualities become Ernest as a noblest and as a kind person. Right? Okay, students, and the face of the Ernest was as like as a great face stone because of these all qualities. Okay, students, next we have the passage. So, students, we don't have to write this passage into our fact book. Okay, we have to write only the question answer that being done by us. Okay, in this lecture. So, now students, coming to the working with language part. Okay, so we have the question number 1, that is a look at the following words. First, we have the like, and it converts into the likeness. Next we have the punctual, and next we have to convert into the punctuality. So the two words on the left are adjective, those on the right are their noun forms. Means what happens, students? First we have the noun, means like and the punctual, and we translate this both words into the adjective by using the suffix like nas and the punctuality, means it. Right. So whenever students we add the suffix into the noun, that time it becomes the adjective. So it is a very simple exercise, students. We all know about it. Okay. So now coming to next. Next we have the students write the noun forms of the following words by adding nas or it. Right. So here what we have to do, students, like that above, we have to add only nas and ity to the nouns and and whenever we add the nas and ity to the nouns, that becomes the adjective. Now just take an example, lofty. Right, students? So now we have to add lofty into the suffix next and ity. So loftiness, able, so ability, happy, so happiness, near, so nearness, density. Next we have the density. Next we have the great, the greatness, and stable, the stability. So after adding the nas and ity to the nouns, it becomes the adjective of the noun. Next also we have the add ly to each of the following, means the perfect, full, nearly, kindly, pleasantly. It's all the adjective form of itself. Okay. Okay, students. So you have to write this on your web. Next we have complete each sentences below using the appropriate forms of the verbs in the bracket. Students, here we have the bracket forms of each the blanks. So we have to use the verb forms and then we have to correct this blanks. So first we have the I blank bracket phone you when I get home from school. Means here the phone, right? So first of all, phone itself iPhone, it is not like that iPhone. We have to use verb forms here. First of all, we have to use the verb form and then only we have to add the object in that sentence. So, first students, convenience. Okay, let's start with the complete the blanks with the use of the verb forms, right? So, students, here first of all we have that I blank phone you when I blank get home from school. So, students, here we don't use directly phone as a answer of the blanks because we have to use the verb forms between that. Okay, first we have to use the verb forms and then only we are able to add the object in that sentence. So first, students, we have to use the verb form as a shall. So I shall phone you when I get home from the school. It is the correct answer of that blanks. For second, we have the hurry up. Madam B. Here the B means the verb form. Annoyed if we blank means Hurry up. Madam will be annoyed if we blank late. If we are late. Means here what is the meaning of that sentence? Please hurry up. Madam will be annoyed. Means madam हमको क्या करेगी? डांटेगी if we are late. Okay. Next we have that third. If it blank rain today, we blank not go to the play. Means if it is rains today, we shall not go to the play. Here we have to use shall because it is the possibility things. That's why we use shall in this sentence. Next we have that we are off today. We blank write to you after blank be back. Means here we have to use we are off today. We shall write to you after we are back. Here also we have to use shall and are because it is the present tense. That's why we have to use are and shall because of the possibilities things. Students, we forgot to solve the question number 4. So let's solve this question number 4. That is the when you blank see Mandal again, you blank not recognize him. He is growing a beard. Means here the answer is that when you see Mandal again, you will not recognize. Here means we have to use the negative form of this sentence. So here we have to use the future tense because the sentence is in the future tense. So that's why we have to use in the future tense. Okay students, so we have completed this part also. So in the additional exercise students, you have to do the grammatical part that first of all we have the vocabulary, right? In that vocabulary students, you have to do that the bracket and the complete the following passage. So first bracket we have, first passage we have that is the his mother was an blank and blank woman. Means the mother is the affectionate and the thoughtful. Affectionate means students kind, right? And the thoughtful, yes, his mother was a kindful person. It was blank, she thought not to blank the hopes. Here, it was proper, she thought not to discourage the, here next we have the 5 minutes, discourage the fanciful hopes of her little boy. So she said to him, perhaps you may. It is from our extract students. So we have the brackets of that solve the passage. So we have to arrange all the brackets in order wise and then put it into the passage. Okay. Next students, we have the second number passage that is the about this time there went a blank and blank the valley that the great man. Means the rumors and the throughout the valley that the great man who was to bear a resemblance to the great stone face had appeared at last. It seems that many years before a young man had left the valley and seaport at the valley and settled at the distant seaport. It is about the gather gold students. We all know it is for the gather gold. Means once in a story, what happened students? Gather gold settled on the seaport of and the valley. And when gather gold came back to the valley, that time melted into the mountain pool. So it is from our extract students, right? Means what is the meaning of that passage students? Means the bracket that are already from our extract. It's called the solving the passage. Next we have the grammar part. Here student, it is not from our extract. It is from the grammatical part of the chapter. So first we have the articles, conjunction and preposition. Students, we all know what is the article, conjunction and prepositions, right? So first we have the one afternoon, blank the sun was going. Now one afternoon, right? When the sun was going down. Means what happened one afternoon? The sun settled down, right? A mother and her little boy sat at the door. And when we have to sit at the door of their cottage talking about the great feastone, they had only to lift their eyes and there it was plain to be seen though miles away. Means though miles away. It was so far from the cottage, but still they was able to see the great feastone. Next we have that so his mother told him a story that her own mother had told her when she herself was younger than little Ernest. Means it is from the extract, but we have to use the conjunction, preposition and articles from that. Next we have that at some future day a child should be born near there who was distinct between the greatest and noblest person of his times and whose face in a manhood should be used an exact symbol. Here we use the and. Why? Because the A, E, I, O, U we have in the exact. That's why we use the and. Okay. Okay, students. Next we have again the verb forms. First we have that Ernest had blank have no teacher. Here we have used had, right? Because it is the past tense. No teacher, but the great stone face became. Here the become, and it is the past. So we have to convert into the past, right? So first we have the became. One to hand. When the work of the day was over, he will plus gaze means would gaze. Right? Here we have to convert the will. Will is itself present form, right? So we have to convert present into the past. That's why will transfer into the would means convert into the would. He would gaze at it for hours until he began imagine. Imagine we have to convert to imagine. He began to imagine. He began imagining. We have to use the to in between the words. Those vast creatures recognized him and gave him a smile of kindness and the encouragement. Okay, students, I hope you are able to understand all those things because we have already completed it before our chapters, chapter number 6, 7 and 8, right? So it is not new for you all students. We have to every time in this lecture because we have the Navneet solution with us. So we have completed the exercise part, grammar part, vocabulary part of the other chapters, right? So next we have the and what greatly blank puzzles Ernest. Here puzzle, we have to convert the past tense of the puzzle. They seem naturally to believe that here was the likeness which they speak. Here we have to convert speak into the spoke of. He turned away sadly from the wrinkle we have to convert into the wrinkle shrewdness of the unpleasant face and gazed up the well where the stone facing to see. We have to convert will and come. It is the future. We don't have to convert. He will come means it is for the future tense. So that's why we don't have to change with will to the would. So we have to don't change will with the would. So it is in the same. He will come. Fear not unless the man will come because the sentence is already in the future tense. Okay, students. So next we have to change the voice of the following. Students, I give you homework to complete this by yourself. Change the following means the active passive. Students, you have to submit this active passive on our application VDVS on the specific date 7th February. Okay, students, you have to follow the dates. Right, whatever is given to you. You have to submit this active passive 1 to 7 on the application on 7th February. Okay. Okay. Students, so now next we have the direct indirect. So students, what is it? Rewrite as a direct. Right, rewrite as a directed. Students, we will solve in our next lecture or in our physical lecture because it is the grammatical part and students I have to make that the theory part for this, right? So we have to write about this. So it is not possible in online lecture, students. So whenever you will arrive in the physical lecture, that time we will do this activity. Okay. And next we have the speaking and writing and additional writing. Students, we don't have to write speaking, writing and the additional writing of that chapter. Okay. So students, again I repeat, what you have to write in your book. First you have to write the comprehension check, working with the text, then the 3 or 4 sentences question answer, 5 to 6 question answer. Next students, working with the languages, whole working with the language you have to write in your book. Then we have the vocabulary and grammar. Vocabulary and grammar you don't have to write in your book. Okay, you just go through it and solve this exercise. And yes, students, you have to write active passive in your book, means in your grammar book, and submit on the 7th February. Okay, students. Thank you so much, students. So now we have completed the exercise part of chapter number 9. In our next lecture, students, we will complete the chapter number 10 exercise. Right? That is the already continuation part of this chapter number 9. So till that, students, bye bye you all, and take care of yourself. Stay at home, and please, students, give 100% attention to your online lectures.